I forgive that version of myself, and I'm not going to allow anyone, not even myself, to hold me back from Grand Rising.
Yeah, you are a super mover. A super mover.
I never really thought of myself as a reader, especially when I literally have people making fake pages of me on Instagram, trying to make money off of people offering readings that I don't even offer on my main platform. But I'd be discrediting myself if I said that I wasn't capable or that I wasn't spiritually ordained to be able to offer reading. I'm not saying this to say that I'm about to start offering readings, because no, I'm not. However, there is a routine that I practice with myself pretty often that has yielded me great fruit, and I'd love to offer it to as a, an additional offering to the Spiritual Hoochie Sanctuary. And what this looks like is, you guys already know, every day I share a daily affirmation, our Spiritual Hoochie affirmations. I oftentimes share, quotes and things to inspire, and on my YouTube channel I often share divine messages, which serve as the purpose of just channel messages that maybe I just, that was for me or for somebody and I needed to share. So, as somebody who is literally a Pisces stellium and a Scorpio stellium, like, you can only imagine, if you are somebody that's into astrology, that I literally am someone who could be, qualified to offer readings. Like, all my life I've been that person who, I used to, trigger one. I used to assist suicidal people when I was in the military. I don't even know why I was chosen to do that, but I know why I was chosen to do that, especially now that I'm here in a space in my life that I'm in now. Like, it makes total sense. As someone who's truly empathetic, as someone who's highly intuitive, as someone who's so connected to the spirit realm, as someone who loves to dive deep. That's that Scorpio energy, heavy Scorpio energy in my chart, heavy Pisces energy in my chart, 6 parts water, some Aquarius placements. Like, it makes total sense that I would be someone who is highly intuitive and connected to the spirit realm. So I say all of that to say that, like I said, I want to start sharing with you all my personal routine that I like to do to just continue to nurture my intuition. This also yields trust within yourself. And I'm also sharing this because maybe you will want to practice this for yourself. Maybe the messages that I get for myself may also apply. Or maybe you want to use this as inspiration to build your own routine so that you can nurture your intuition and, become more trusting of yourself and the messages that come to you and through you. So with that being said, I was over here shuffling my affirmation deck. I'm actually working on, like, as you got, put two and two together, child. Right now I'm using the Live Life Conscious affirmation deck from Conscious Kingdom. I already was shuffling it, and usually every morning, or whenever I get time, I get up, I shuffle my affirmation deck, and I pull the affirmation card, I sit it out, and it's there to remind me all day what my message is for today. So to get started, before we get into the other things that I like to utilize to share a message with you all, I am willing to forgive. Forgiving myself and others releases me from the pain of the past. I forgive and I embrace my freedom. So I also have this Spiritual as Fuck deck, which I love this deck because the way I imagine the Spiritual Hoochie deck is a mixture between traditional affirmations and this Spiritual as Fuck deck that totally inspires me because it's just real. Like, I love the language I love the language. It reminds me of my own personal language. I don't like to filter myself because that's just who I am. So with that being said, we're going to also pull from this spiritual deck, the Spiritual as Fuck deck. And this message says, your brain speaks total fuckery unless you turn your soul on. A human brain left unattended does not shut down. it goes berserk with bullshit thoughts that turn into bullshit actions. Ego would do its job of judging, separating, and accumulating things to define who you are without any help from you. But the soul needs your attention to be heard over that loud ass ego. There's a reason most truly successful people meditate, read inspiring books, focus on gratitude, and are of service to others in some way, because it turns their soul on. And that makes them way better leaders, problem solvers, and functional humans. It also makes them way more fun to be around. For me, this one right here, forgiveness, I believe that is one of the key elements that it takes to really fully embody who you authentically are. Because a lot of times we don't allow ourselves to embrace the wholeness of who we are, because we still haven't forgiven the past versions of ourselves. We still haven't forgiven people that have done us harm. We still haven't forgiven our parents for the ways that they raised us when they didn't know any better. They was doing the best they can with the information that they had, okay? And we still haven't forgiven ourselves for, the mistakes that we've made. And when you learn to recognize that forgiveness is not about giving people the benefit of the doubt. Forgiveness is not about opening yourself up to repeating those mistakes. Forgiveness is not about lack of accountability. Then you can free yourself. Forgiveness is about acknowledging that we are all human. We make mistakes, and we free ourselves from whatever impact that said mistake has had on us. Now, that does not mean I'm about to let you repeat that same mistake in my life and continue to harm me. I'm going to set that boundary and remove myself. But I'm freeing myself from allowing this thing to consistently weigh heavy on my heart and on my mind. Whether it be something that somebody else did to you, or whether it be whatever harm that you did to yourself. Because let's be real, we do ourselves harm. Just like this says, your brain speaks total fuckery unless you turn your soul on. Your brain will convince you that you're not even worthy of anything good. Your brain will be the reason why you're dealing with anxiety, why you can't forgive, why you can't love yourself. And to be frank, when you lack that self-love, how can you love anybody else authentically, genuinely, when you have yet to forgive yourself and accept just who you are? Hey, this is who I am. I'm sorry for moving in the past in a way that was inauthentic to who I genuinely am, but today I know myself. I forgive that version of myself, and I'm not going to allow anyone, not even myself, to hold me back from living loud, authentically, and proud about who I am because of some shit that I did in the past. That's your brain. That's that inner critic that's on your shoulder that's trying to make you believe that you are not worthy of walking around with your head held high, confidently, proud of who you are just because you fucked up in the past. We've all fucked up. And anybody that makes you feel like shit because of any mistakes that you made in the past probably hasn't grown themselves. Probably isn't holding themselves accountable for the shit that they did. Because we have all fucked up. And none of us are perfect. So, forgive yourself. Remove the ego. Because sometimes the ego, when you're not utilizing it right anyways, it will be around here fucking shit up. Your ego is a tool. You should be using your ego, not letting your ego use you. Because a lot of times our egos be using us. Okay? Don't let your ego use you. Especially not for good. Now, another thing that I really love to practice is bibliomancy. And bibliomancy is the practice of divination utilizing books. And what that looks like is literally saying whatever message you say. Maybe you can ask a question, or maybe you can simply just say, what message do I need to hear today? What message do I need on this day? And sometimes I just like to wait, you know, trust my intuition, trust my gut to guide me on where to stop and what message is for me. So, the state of presence. It's not what you think it is. You keep talking about the state of presence as the key. I think I understand it intellectually, but I don't know if I have ever truly experienced it. I wonder, is it what I think it is? Or is it something entirely different? It's not what you think it is. You can't think about presence and the mind can't understand it. Understanding presence is being present. Try this little experiment. Close your eyes and say to yourself, I wonder what my next thought is going to be. Then become very alert and wait for the next thought. Be like a cat watching a mouse hole. What thought is going to come out of this mouse hole? Try it. Again, trusting the intuition, trusting your inner guide to provide you with the messages. And you'll find that a lot of it aligns with maybe what you currently have going on in your life, or maybe it aligns with the other messages that you've received, because like we said, like we know, our brain can like play fucking tricks on us. And when you know that your brain plays tricks on you, a lot of times it has something to do with things that have happened in the past, allowing ourselves to forgive ourselves and move on past the mistakes that we made. That's that anxiety having you stressed and worried about some shit that you already didn't. It happened. When you allow yourself to be present right here, right now, then you allow yourself to release stress, release anxiety, and lean into the things that are serving you right here, right in this moment. Because guess what? Right here, right now, nothing is wrong. Everything is perfect. Everything is okay. You have every single thing that you need right here, right now. I hope this message serves you in some way, shape, or form. If you want to, you know, join the Spiritual Hoochie Sanctuary, where I'll be, whenever I feel called, I'll be sharing the messages that I receive through bibliomancy, through my affirmation deck, through my spiritual as fuck deck, or through just regular, you know, spiritual hoochie downloads that may come through this vessel, for me, for you, for us. And, you know, you can join me over on the Spiritual Hoochie Sanctuary on Patreon. And yeah, I hope to see you there every single month. We have Hoochie Hangouts where we get on Zoom and we just connect, we just chat. Sometimes we have themed conversations. Other times we just get to know each other, meet and greet, because we're consistently getting new members. And I would love to have you join us there, where more consistently I'll be offering these spiritual Hoochie downloads, these messages for us on a more consistent basis. This one time, of course, I'm just sharing it on YouTube. But yeah, I hope this serves you. Let me know which message below spoke to you, resonated with you the most. And I'll see you in the chat. Peace.